Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Shan.
That's Chris.
And welcome to CCTV, the nonstop pop show.
And today we are speaking to a special guest, K-pop choreographer and dancer Tina Mirae. If you are wondering who we are, Chris and I have a huge range of experience in the music industry, from performing on stage to working with record labels. So we have a lot of insight into this crazy music industry. So come join us on Patreon at patreon.com/cctvpops. And shout out to our crew members, Lisette, Lily, and Emily.
Yay. All right, so let's start with a quick intro to our special guest today. So professionally known as Tina Mirae, she was first spotted in the music video for Hyunna's Red in 2014. But since then, she has worked with a plethora of K-pop artists, including BoA, Victon, and Dreamcatcher, just to name a few. And now she has most recently been working with ZBLabel and its artist AleXa, who is currently on season 1 of American Song Contest on NBC. So we are so excited to have you here with us. Welcome to the CCTV crew. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So how did you get started as a dancer, and how did you even end up in Korea of all places?
Okay, so I call it, I think, the typical journey, because I think everyone kind of goes through this. They go to Korea as an exchange student and they do it for a year, then they go home, graduate from college, then go back to Korea as a teacher, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I've discovered my dream. And then they start on entertainment or in entertainment. So basically that was my journey. So I started off as a exchange student in Daegu, South Korea. Then I went home, graduated, came back as an English teacher, and then I did an audition, and then the rest is history.
Wow. Okay, so the teacher route. Got it. So everyone become a teacher, teach English a little bit, become a student.
Wait, so what was the audition that you attended? So what was that kind of first big opportunity that made that switch for you?
I did an audition with Cube Entertainment, actually. Yeah, like it was.
Okay.
It was to be a backup dancer with Hyunna during that time. And so I auditioned and I passed. And then that's when I met the incredible Zanny Bros crew. And after that, we kept in contact. And then after I was done teaching English, they were like, want to join the team? I was like, yes. So yeah, it was like a really fun audition, to be honest. I didn't think I would go anywhere. I was like, oh, okay, I just want to try, what would happen? I took a leap of faith that day, because I didn't think I would have like a big chance. I was just like, oh, there's going to be so many dancers there. It's a huge audition. I was like, I'm still starting in this dance field. I didn't consider myself as a dancer at that time. I was just kind of like a cover dancer, if you will. So I was just kind of like, oh, can I pass? Will I pass? And then I got there and then they loved me. And I was just like, oh, I guess I'm good. Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Wait, so going back a little bit then, how did you get into K-pop?
Oh, okay. So I am a Gen 2 K-pop stan.
As are we.
Us too.
Yes.
Yes. My friend, it's so funny. My friend sent me a video like a long time ago. I guess this was like 2008 or 9-ish. And she was like, Tina, there is this boy group that you will love, because there's one guy that I know you'll find him extremely handsome. And I was like, there's no way. There is no way. I was like, I'm into J-pop right now. I was like, no, nothing can change my mind. So she sent me a video of Big Bang's La 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 La. Everyone get a hot, and I was like, okay, this song is great. I'm digging it. And then I saw Taeyong, and the rest is history. I was like, oh my gosh, that guy. I was like, that dude is so handsome. And she was like, I knew it.
Same. It was Taeyong. I was like,
Oh my god.
oh wow, girl, he fine.
I was like, he's fine. I was like, hold on, who's this dude? So then I got into K-pop through Big Bang, and then 21, and then Wonder Girls, Shiny, all of them.
Yes, that is the right way to get into it. These new K-pop fans don't realize how good it was back then.
Oh my gosh, like Big Bang's R&B music was so good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. I agree. Oh, that's hilarious.
Hilarious.
You've been in Korea for what, how many years? Like over 10 now, I want to say. So,
Are we talking collectively?
or so essentially you become like an expat in Korea. You're living your life and doing the thing in Korea. So what has your experience been there and as a Black woman professionally and in everyday life?
Oh, okay, so that is the big question. What is it like to be a Black woman in Korea? Um, honestly, it's not bad. You know, we do experience some things here and there, like the whole stereotype thing. So, they'll come up to you and be like, yo, what's up? What's up? And I'm just like, ow, because they always jam their shoulder into my chest right here. Yeah, they're always like, yo, what's up? And I'm just like, ow, I'm a woman. Can you not? Can you just shake my hand? Like, like oh my gosh, I had an experience where it was like my friend, she's white, and then there was me, and then her boyfriend, and then this Korean guy, he came up to us. He was like, yo, how you're doing? Having a great night, this, that, and the third. So when he said bye to us, he shook her hand. He went, it's good to see you. Mm-hmm. And then he looked at her boyfriend and was like, it was nice meeting you. Mm-hmm. Then he goes to me, he's like, okay, bye. Like he wanted to give dap and everything. And I was like, ow.
No, not the
Like,
shoulder.
why is it me?
The shoulder check is weird. I think a lot of people think that it's just it's weird.
I'm like, So there's those things, but other than that, it's just pretty normal. You do experience people staring because either they, you're a majestical creature to them, being in Daegu, during the whole, I think it was the Tavon Martin shooting. Yeah, like this is back in like 2014, things like that. I had this Korean ajashi come up to me and go like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from the States. And he goes, don't live in the States. Don't live in Japan. You should just live in Korea because we love Black people. We. And then I was saying, I've had many experiences.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Professionally, personally, I feel like you have a lot of the experience. I feel even what Megan Bowen has expressed, certain things like that happening to her, right?
Yes.
But professionally, you are in a realm that we don't see a lot of Black women, Black men, Black any person in between in,
Yes.
especially dancing. I mean, with the Hyuna video, that's when I first saw you. I've seen you in a couple like K-pop things here and there. You're probably one of the first, even before like the whole Rania, Black Swan thing. We never seen a Black person in K-pop in that moment. So what has
Exactly.
it been like professionally? You've been there from like second gen, even now you are ushering in a new generation. So what has that been professionally for you?
Um, it's been a journey, because Korea is still learning how to accept people of other races, and especially like darker skinned people. So when we go on shoots and things like that, we have to bring our own makeup. We have to do our own makeup. And I mean like do our own makeup in the sense of they don't know how to do Western style makeup. Yeah. So a lot of the times if Koreans do our makeup, we're like, yes, it's beautiful. And then we go to the bathroom and we fix it ourselves.
Yes.
Things like that. As Black people, we have the stereotype of always being able to dance well, sing well, this, that, and the third. And as a Black person, I want to share. I want to share my talent with everyone. I want to be in a community of people and I want to like just grow together. But Koreans, they have a tendency to be like, oh, well, we're Black, we don't dance like that, so they isolate you. Or if you do a lot better than they do, they don't want to integrate with you. It's kind of like they'll have you there for a short minute just for like a video, and they're like, woo, we have a Black person in the video. And then after that, there's no community.
Oh, okay.
And I speak from experience. This is my story. So, little disclaimer for everyone, it could be a little bit different. But since I've been there for so long, these are things that I have noticed. And so I kind of want, it's going to change in the future. I know it is, but these are just things that, you know, I've noticed. And yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, that happens. So even as a foreigner in general, what are some like obstacles you've noticed, like when you're in the dance room, or maybe when you're out and about? I've seen a video of you actually teaching Afro beats to people, and like I said, even as a foreigner just speaking English, you have to communicate certain dance moves, certain grooves. So how do you get your point across without being completely fluent in Korean?
Well, at that time, I was able to, I had my dance partner at that time. So she would be able to speak like little, like, you know, Korean here and there. But, you know, dance is a universal language. So you got to do is just like Hana Dur said, net, or just be like boom ka. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very easy. Everyone follows the rhythms and they're like, okay, I see what she's doing here. All right, like, you know. And then a good thing is that like living in Korea, a lot of Koreans know like the basic of English, you know. They're like, we can understand, you know. So I don't think there was a huge language barrier. They just followed the movements, girl.
All right, so kind of going to the logistics a little bit. You don't need to get into the nitty gritty, but I'm sure many of our listeners are curious about like the visa process and just the other kind of more just logistics involved with moving to and working in Korea. So can you share some advice about that?
Yes. So if you want to come to Korea as an English teacher, there's like a nice little website called Dave's ESL Cafe. You can go on there, you can find all like a list of all these English teaching jobs. And nowadays it's very important that you have a teaching license. So I saw that you can get what is it called? TEFL, I think it's called, on TEFL on Groupon for like $15. So make sure you hit those 120 hours and then you're good to go. But when I was a teacher, that wasn't like a big thing. They started that, I think 2016, around that time. So now it's very important. And then to be on an entertainment visa, that is a very, 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 very complicated. Very complicated. So I would say like so many people have, it's like case by case. My advice would be come to Korea, and when you're in Korea, go to different companies and give them your CV and do auditions while you're in Korea, because that way they see you, they see what you can do, and you have your profile with you, and then you can possibly get a visa that way. It's harder to get a visa being abroad. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. So come to Korea and try it that way. I've seen it work for a lot of people. So
That makes sense. I mean, you have to be there in order to actually make the connections that would enable you to have these opportunities. So listeners, viewers, make sure you take this advice. Tina's telling you the truth. You have to be there or be squared or just not allowed into the country to work. So
or, you know, I know they have auditions in America, so that is also a route, but the successful route would be going there.
Valid. That's very valid.
I feel like you answered it a little bit, but just to go into more detail, how did you transition from just being the dancer, the woman that we see in the videos, to an actual choreographer, and what are the most important skills needed to do so?
Oh, that's a really good question. Okay, so I think like just being a dancer in general, you kind of transition into being a choreographer and a performance director. So basically, my main job is a performance director and choreographer. So I think in order to do that, like you just have to keep putting yourself out there. I'm noticing these days that, you know, if you see any auditions up saying like, hey, we're looking for choreographers for this, for an upcoming girl group, or, you know, upcoming guy group, something like that, you should put yourself out there and just audition, basically. Because for me, that's what I did. I mean, my company has known me for a long time, so they know me as a dancer. And so I walked in and I was like, this is what I can do. And of course, like my really good friend, she was watching me for ever ever since I met her. So, you know, she was like, Tina's a great dancer. I love what she brings to the table. And so she presented that to our CEO, and he was like, oh my gosh, yes, I love her, let's go. And so that's how I got into the company. So I think that's basically it, because like everyone, if you have, you know, if you love dance and you're creative, anyone can be a choreographer, right? But to make it on the industry level, that's where you have to like audition, and you have to like keep putting your videos out there, keep, you know, sending those emails to SM Entertainment or YG Entertainment going like, yo, I made this sick piece, can you check it out, you know, things like that. And just pray to God that you get chosen.
Felt that.
Sorry, I'm keeping it real, but this is
Yeah,
like
that
what
makes sense.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking a little bit before we started just about how tough the entertainment industry is in general. It really does take a very strong person to succeed in it. So
Yeah.
what has been one of the biggest obstacles or hardships in your career so far?
So the biggest obstacle that I face is the collectivism in Korea. It's like I want to be a part of this community. I want to dance with Koreans. I want to, you know, engulf myself in this community, but they're very intimidated by me like that. And so that's been an obstacle. And then also in the industry, I think they still follow the old school Hollywood beauty standards or European beauty standards, that kind of thing. So they're still like, you got to be super skinny. I mean, mind you, I'm not big at all, but like I keep hearing like from people who don't understand, they're just kind of like, oh, Tina, maybe you can lose a little weight, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what?
Oh wow.
Where? I was like, I don't have any weight to lose. Like, I'm like, I can tone up a little bit, yes, but like I don't think losing weight is a big problem. But yeah, that's a big obstacle because Koreans have like certain kind of beauty standards. And also in Korea, when they say like we want dancers for shoots, they don't necessarily want dancers. They want models.
Oh.
Models who can move. So for someone who is like, yeah, I'm a dancer, I can do like all these dancing things, I have to take a step back and be like, oh, they just actually want models. They're not looking for like professional dancers. So that's something that I've learned recently. And I'm like, okay, so I just need to start posting more model type pictures so they can see how I print. And
Smart.
then they'll be able to like, you know, they'll choose you for shoots, this, that, and the third. So those are obstacles that we face here a lot, to be honest.
Even with the obstacles that you have faced, you have been there for a while. So we are all very curious to know what is one of your proudest achievements so far.
AleXa! Yeah, I call her like my industry daughter and my best friend. Like we've been through it all together, and like seeing her on that American song contest stage, like I just cried. I saw like how much she has grown, and you know she's grown into this amazing artist, and I was just like, Mama's proud of you, like you know.
So cute.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, she actually started cover dancing too, and that's how I found out about her. And you started cover dancing, and I remember I think a lot of people noticed the Afro beats that were in Bomb and things like that. So that's really 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 dope. And when you had the feature with her, that's when people realized, okay, that's where the moves came from, this is where all that, so that's really dope. And you're going to get into that with us. Okay. So you are currently working with ZBLabel and its artist AleXa. So how has your experience been from development to now appearing on a major American network television show?
Oh my gosh. I'm like nervous talking about it because I'm so excited. From the beginning with Bomb up until now, it's been just an amazing experience. Like it's been a learning experience for me. It's been, just I don't know, it's been amazing. Like watching, like being part of helping someone's dreams come true is like really beautiful. And it's just kind of like sometimes I'm like, somebody pinch me. Is this really happening? And then, like I never thought I would actually be making choreo for a K-pop artist. I think it was just one of those things that I had like a passing thought, like it was a thought in passing. And I was just kind of like, it would be cool to do. And then that was it. And now I'm like doing everything, like I co-choreograph, like Bomb, the original choreography, like the point dance is mine. And then we have the Afro beat version. And then I did Is It On? And like, there's so many things that I've done. And sometimes I'm like, was that me? I was like, oh my gosh, tiny little me from Tennessee. What?
Yes. Yes, you got to give yourself your flowers.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so going from that to being like, what do you want to, performance director for ASC, it was just really incredible, And I used to be like, it was like I had a same passing thought. I went to did you guys used to listen to In Black?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I went to this In Black fan signing / concert thing back in like 2011, maybe, when I was an exchange student. I'm dating myself, guys. Oh my gosh. Back in like 2011. And I was sitting there with one of my friends and I was like, I wonder what it would be like to be on production, be on the production team, doing backstage stuff. Like, what is it like back there? Passing thought. And now here I am backstage doing everything, seeing how it all works. And I'm like, manifestation? What? Law of attraction? I'm like, wait, what? So it's just been, it's been an incredible journey. I'm really thankful for it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Anything, has it been what you expected though in these backstage areas?
No, everything's been surprising. I'm like, wow, like there's never a dull moment. There's always something that catches my eye and I'm always like, wait, does that normally happen in production? So like, I know that like Korean production and American production are totally like two totally different things. So sometimes I'm like, I contact my friends in America and I'm like, does this happen in American production? I can't think of one example right now, but they're like, no. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm like, it's very, very interesting. And then being on ASC, I love how AleXa had like 3 stage rehearsals. I guess that's one thing that you can see that's a difference. Yeah. So AleXa had like 3 stage rehearsals. And then in Korea, they just throw you on the stage. They're like, whoa, there you go. And you're like, so where's my marker? Figure it out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, and then fans get mad. They're like, that X on the stage was messing up the projection. They're like, they kind of need that,
Do you have any choreography that you've created for AleXa that you think like, oh, I did that, other than Bomb? You cannot say Bomb. I know you want to say Bomb. I know you want to say Bomb. Bomb is fire. But is there anything that you have been working on or that you worked on in the past where you thought, this is good, like this isn't like Bomb is my baby, but this would be my second baby,
I would have to say, Is It On? I'm actually quite proud of Is It On? Yeah. And then hold on. No, okay, we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna stick with Is It On? We're gonna
Okay.
stick with that.
What went into choreographing Bomb?
A lot. A lot. Because me and my coworker, we had like similar ideas. We were talking about how we wanted Alex to debut and which elements we wanted to mix in there. And so for the original choreography, I was like, we have to do Afro beats, we have to do dance hall. Like, I want to find something that, will stand out from the rest.
Right.
And then with the Afrobeat version, I was thinking the same thing. So I was trying to be original. And I was kind of like, okay, so what is something that will challenge AleXa and also make her stand out, basically. And so a lot of the girl groups were not doing Afro beats at that time. They were not doing dancehall at that time. So we actually had like an advantage. And so I always say that we are trendsetters, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. I hadn't seen it because I was like, oh, is that a little bit of what's it called, shaki? And then
Ashako Zanku.
shaku. Yeah. I was like, what's
The
happening?
Zanku, yeah.
Yeah. So respect.
Yeah. I was like, let's bring some new stuff to the kitchen table, Yeah, so that's basically what went into it. Me and my coworker, we were like, we wanted to mix all of these elements together: reggaeton, Afrobeats, dancehall, Brazilian funk, and let's see what we can come up with. And boom, there's Bomb.
Awesome. So you have worked with other artists as well, and you have
Mhm.
worked on other videos that we mentioned earlier. So what has been your favorite video to work on to date other than AleXa? And do you have any other fun stories about one of those artists?
Let's see. Okay, so I don't have like a favorite artist that I've worked with because I love them all. I'm just a stan. I love them all. Did you guys see the Wake Me Up music video by BAP?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, love that music video. Do you guys remember the end scene where everybody's like dancing and having a good old time?
Yes.
You guess what kind of music we were dancing to? We were dancing to Brazilian funk.
Love that.
That entire time we're like,
I love Baile Funk. Get out of here. Oh my God.
yes, it was so much fun. And we were just like, oh, what should we dance to? Should we do like hip hop? No, let's do Brazilian funk, man. So that's why everybody was like lit in that music video. And then for Go Go Bebe with Mama Moo, like I didn't know who they were going into the music video. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. I didn't know who they were. I was just like, okay. So I saw them perform once, and that was at an award show. And I was like, okay, these girls, they're cool. Like, I love their makeup. Like, they're great, whatever. And again, a passing thought, nothing from it. Like, I didn't think anything of it. And then next thing I know, it's like, can you do this music video? And I'm like, okay. And then I walk in there and they're like, it's Mama Moo. And I was like, who's that? And then I saw them and then I was like, oh my gosh, it's the girls from the concert. I was like, oh my gosh. And then that day, I fell in love with Moonbyar. Like, we had an instant connection. I'm pretty sure y'all seen that in the video where I'm like, she's like, hey, like it was really memorable. We had like so many memorable scenes that didn't make it into the music video, but that day was so much fun. And then let's see, Hyuna, I love her to pieces. There was like a scene where I think my bra strap was showing or something. And I was standing like right next to her and she was looking at me and she was like, come here. And then she fixed my shirt.
Oh,
I saw that behind the scenes. I was watching it and that's how I found you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all I saw were brown legs in that video. And I said, is that a really tan? She's black. Oh my God. So that's how that's how I found you. Literally, I was watching the behind the scenes just on a random day and I saw you and I said, oh my God, how'd she get there? So yeah, I know it sounds really weird, but I was like, oh, and that's how I found you. So, years later of knowing you,
Right. That's crazy. Like, yeah, that day was really cool. And like Hyuna was like, did you eat today? And I was like, yes. And I was like, I love you. Like, I look up to her so much. And then BoA. Should we talk about Miss Ma'am? We
Have
love
to talk about Queen BoA.
we love Miss Ma'am. Oh my gosh, like that experience was amazing. I was so in awe by her that like I was literally shaking. I was like, oh my gosh, it's BoA. I'm sitting right next to her. Somebody pinch me. Wait, is this really happening? And like we had so many different conversations, and she was just so nice. And then also we helped choreograph some of those movements in the chorus where everyone's just like, doing like this movement here. Me and my team member at the time, we like made some like choreography to the song. So that was also really cool. And yeah, it was really just like an awesome experience because I never thought I would actually really work for BoA. And when I got the message, I was in a meeting for like another shoot and I was like, hold on, I'm so sorry. And she was like, yeah, no problem. What is it? I was like, can you make sure I translated this right? This is BoA, right? And they were like, wow, congratulations. And I was like, okay. I was shooketh. And just being able to dance next to her, being able to walk next to her, have conversations with her. I was just like, I'm living in a dream right now.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's good to know that these artists are nice people too, because, here in the
Mhm.
West, not usually the case, to be very honest. Yeah. So let's do some more manifesting because it's clearly worked for you already. So what are some artists you'd like to work with or choreograph for in the future?
Okay, I made a list.
Yes.
Uh,
Let's put it out into the universe.
He said, I
Let's
made
put
a
it out
list.
into the universe. Okay, so actually, these days, I really just want to get my feet wet and I just want to dance and I just want to perform. Like, I love choreographing and I love doing stage directing, but I really want to get my feet wet. You know what I mean? So I would definitely love to dance with Lisa. We love Lisa, Miss Queen. And Hyuna, Jessie, I would love to dance with Card because they're right up my alley. Card and dancehall, Afro beats, I would also love to dance with, hold on, I really like it was on scribbles. Oh, Mamamoo. Hello. Like, I love everyone from Mamamoo. And Hwasa was like, I love reggaeton music. And I was like, girl, we are best friends. I would love to work with her and like all of Mamamoo team, to be honest. Oh yeah, I worked for Rian. Yeah, I worked with Rian and her I think it's watercolor music
Yeah.
video. Yeah, I was in there and it was so much fun. She was so cool. Yeah, so if I could dance with them and choreograph with them, just perform, that would be amazing. And now that I've been working on ASC, I'm kind of like, can I dance with J-Lo?
You know what?
Can I?
Go ahead.
And Doja Cat? Hello?
All right, universe, are you listening? Let's make this
Please.
happen.
Last question. Is there any advice that you would give to someone looking to follow in your footsteps?
Never give up.
Oh.
Never give up because we all are artists here, so we know how complicated things can get. And being creatives, we're very sensitive. We're very sensitive and we want people to, understand our art and be completely receptive of our art. And sometimes it's hard, and I speak of, here goes another obstacle, but like money, as dancers, money is hard. Getting paid what we deserve is very, very hard. That's why there's like a Dancers Alliance. I don't know if it's in New York, but definitely in LA, there's a Dancers Alliance because they were like, we're tired of being underpaid. Dancers in Korea are supposed to be accessories on stage, not part of the performance, while in America, they're a part of the performance, so like just getting paid what we deserve, that's a fight that we have to constantly fight, and we have to continue to push for it. And so in all of that, just don't give up because things will change. Thank you, TikTok. Because now street dance is becoming like a big thing and everybody wants to become dancers and things like that. So I think it's going to change really, really soon. So yeah, just be vulnerable, put yourself out there and not give up.
Oh, thank you so much. That was so good. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today and
Thank
taking
you
the
so
time to hang out with us.
Yeah,
So where can people find you on social media?
you can find me on Instagram at Tina Mirae. And I also do a little bit of TikTok. It's the it's the same at Tina Mirae. And yeah, that's where you guys can find me.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you to everyone for listening. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below or message us at CCTV Pops on all social media. You can also join us on Patreon and help us decide our next episode topics and get access to some exclusive content. And for those on YouTube, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. And for our listeners, please give us a rating and review on your podcast platform of choice. Until next time, that's Jan.
That's Chris.
And we are CCTV.